Hey everyone, Kathy the Vegan Prepper here, and I'm going to be sharing a couple of my tips and rules for keeping up on top of things in the kitchen even when I am not personally feeling my best. Let's get into it. Vegan Prepper. Vegan Prepper. The kitchen is super important. Like, it just is. For me personally, I know I hear a lot of people talk about laundry being the constant job and how they have to constantly do laundry. But for me, I really feel like the kitchen work is the work that most desperately needs to be done and most desperately needs to be stayed on top of for the running and the functioning of the rest of the entire house. I feel like the entire house revolves around the kitchen. The state of the kitchen dictates really the state of the house, the state of the meals. Are we making meals, or are we feeling like, oh, it's too much and I need to eat out? A lot of times when that happens, that's because the kitchen is not set. And so if you reset your kitchen and you have a blank slate, every single time you go to cook a meal, everything is washed and clean, that's not just an aesthetic thing, it's a practical thing. It's something that fosters the smooth running of the kitchen. That is something that takes a bit of work, especially if you're like me and you stay home all day long. You're cooking 3 meals a day from scratch. Your kitchen is constantly getting messed up. So what are some of the things that I implement in order to try to stay on top of it as much as possible, especially when I'm not feeling my best? Many of you know I am currently recovering from a back injury. Several years ago, I cracked my tailbone. I'm still dealing with the issues, the lower back issues kind of surrounding that. And so I am currently, as I'm standing here filming, holding my phone, I'm having to switch hands because it keeps being a bit pinchy down there. I'm recovering, I'm getting better, but I'm still needing to go sit on my ice pack, get my heat, do the things that I need to do to keep myself going, but I still have to clean my kitchen. I still have to cook. So what am I doing? Let me show you the state of my sink right now and what is going on like over here. Okay, full disclosure. My sink is gross. My stove is gross. And here are the dishes that I need to do. So because again, I've been injured, I haven't been able to do a lot of the extra cleaning in my house. And we're not even gonna discuss the state of my floors. I'm not showing those to you, but I haven't been doing a lot of the extra cleaning because, you know, when I'm up and I make dinner, that's basically all you get from me. So that has been what's going on. So I did load my dishwasher, which is the lovely soundtrack that we have going in the background right now. And so that is going. But let's talk about the kitchen. Like I said, I was going to. So like with these pots, normally I would not have a lot of these pots left because I have a rule too for when I'm feeling, 100%, that we wash the pots as soon as we use them. Like there's no waiting. They don't sit. They don't typically even have to soak because they get washed right away. And then typically the messes don't require soaking if they're relatively fresh. So food, if there's any food left over, it gets put into lunch containers for the next day or Tupperware containers or whatever for the fridge. And then the pot gets washed so that it's ready to go for the next meal, because it is super important, again, to keep the kitchen running. And that is kind of one of my rules, is that pots never sit. Obviously, I have some sitting pots right now because, again, when you are not feeling well, it's like, again, basically dinner is all they get out of me, and I don't stop and wash pots. Now, my family does definitely help. They're wonderful. My son is unloading the dishwasher and all of that. But even still, the kitchen work gets away from you if you don't realize how constant and how vigilant you need to be in it. And they don't have that because this is not their job. So I'm not knocking my family or meaning to make them look bad at all. So now that you know, like that's my normal rule, which helps prevent a lot of this in general and also keeps everything ready for typical scratch cooking. What I do when I'm not feeling my best and I can't just like clean everything like I normally would is I come and I tell myself every single time I come into the kitchen, I will wash one dish. And it doesn't sound like it should be something that really makes such a difference, but you would be surprised at just how quickly it seems everything gets clean when you do something that simple. So like probably I'm gonna wash this nonstick pan first, and then kind of in tandem with that rule, what I do is I always set up the next dish that needs to be washed. So I don't really have to do that here because and again, oh gosh, I'm so sorry about this sink. My Instant Pot is already in here and it's already full of water. And so I don't need to soak anything there. So basically I'll wash this, dry it, put it away, and then the Instant Pot and then that little pot that we just made oatmeal in this morning is ready to go, ready to get washed, and I don't have to do anything else. But once those are washed, for instance, probably what I will end up doing is putting hot soapy water into this dish. And then hopefully by the time I come back, that will have soaked enough that I can go ahead and get it cleaned out. And so that's what I'm saying. You just sort of keep it going. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. It doesn't have to be something that really, you don't have to put in massive Herculean effort all of the time. Sometimes it is just as simple as that. Also, the dishwasher running right now is not ideal. Let me tell you, that I didn't wash that pot. Because what I like to do, and this is originally a tip that I picked up from Fly Lady, is I like to load my dishwasher at night, run it at night, and empty it in the morning. So that, even just that one trick too, makes such a huge difference in the way the kitchen runs, so that throughout the day, as we dirty up dishes, they go into an empty dishwasher and they're not left out on the counter or in the sink, and everything is staying clean and picked up and put away throughout the day. So yeah, again, the fact that the dishwasher is running right now is not ideal, but hey, we're doing it. I'm doing it now. So just kind of keep moving, keep going. It is constant, but again, remembering that the fact that the work in the kitchen is constant is a sign of such unbelievable blessing that the food that we have is constant as well, right? Because I wouldn't be messing up dishes if we didn't have food. So I try to take it back to a spot where I can be grateful and understand that really a lot of the times, if you look at the tasks that we have and the work that we have to do, very oftentimes the work itself is a sign of such a blessing. And if we can kind of trace it back, a lot of times we can find it. Now, certainly there will be exceptions, but definitely with the kitchen work, when I find myself getting frustrated over how, again, just how constant, how pervasive it is, I remind myself that there are moms on this earth, women, just people in general, sure. But as a mom, I connect more with the idea of moms who would basically fall down and kiss the feet of anybody who would take them and put them into my life right now. Quote unquote, having to clean, having to maintain a kitchen because I have to cook all this food for my family. I'm not praying, God, please give me my next meal. I'm so ridiculously blessed. And having that attitude, I think, helps make it not seem like such a chore, because you realize all of this is a blessing. All of this is a gift of God. And so I focus on that and I try to stay in that place. So basically I will go ahead and start on my one dish at a time, and we'll see hopefully that in a little while the kitchen will basically be done. Because like I said, it's just every time I enter the kitchen, you wash one dish. It's amazing how quick it goes. And it seems like almost no matter how injured I am, well, I don't know, like at first there was nothing, but like almost no matter how bad you feel, no matter how injured you are, you can do just one dish and it makes a difference. Even if it's just like a bowl, it makes a difference over the course of the day. So anyway, that is my tip. And maybe you'll get a shot of my kitchen when I'm done. But other than that, I guess that's all. And I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below anything you'd like to talk about, any tips maybe that you have, or like rules maybe that you follow in your own kitchen that help you stay on top of things. And I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. All right, so everything is completely done now. Now I'm getting ready to make lunch, so I'm getting ready to mess everything up again, but hey, I did manage to get this done. And truly it was just one thing at a time, although I will say that the bowl ends up counting as just one. And all of that, even with the bags, it took less than 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm getting ready to get started on lunch. I definitely need to clean this out. So while I'm waiting for the dishes in the dishwasher to be done, I will just go ahead and start putting the dishes into the sink. Anything that can go into the dishwasher will go into the dishwasher, but anything that I need to hand wash, I will go ahead and hand wash and just try, like, keep it up one thing at a time, just keep it up throughout the day and stay caught up. And yeah, so that's how I manage to do it, even when I'm kind of not feeling my best. Even lunch is going to be super easy. I'm just doing chickpeas. We have chickpeas in the fridge from last night, and I'm going to be doing, or yesterday I cooked some chickpeas, and then we have leftover quinoa from dinner. So I'm basically just going to throw those together as little patties and then just get them in my oven to bake. My oven is preheating now so that I can sort of mix something together fast, throw it in the oven, and then sit while it's baking. So it's like another, like, there's layers to dealing with injuries and still moving forward. So finding those recipes also, so not only with the dishes, but then you're cooking, finding recipes that maybe are less, maybe they take a little longer, but they're less hands-on, and then that helps out. So anyway, I guess that's genuinely it. Sage is sitting here on the counter and she wants to watch her show. That's her stomping. So, okay. All right. Yeah, see you guys later. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Again, if you have any more tips, let me know in the comments down below, and see you guys in the next one.